Hey, but you know what I figured out?
No, what?
This took me 50 some odd episodes to figure out.
Yeah.
You know what I figured?
I've seen your search history.
Yeah. You know what it? Shh. Thanks, Bax. Apparently he has too.
I like it too.
I agree. Get a star of bone. Hey, guess what? You know what I figured out though?
I didn't think King Dong was a real movie.
It's King Dong Part 2. Search for Spunk.
Oh man.
the son of Dong.
Spunk Island. King Dong 2, Spunk Island.
Spunk Island. Screw it. This is perfect. Let's just start the episode. I'm Dan.
And I think I'm still mad.
Yeah, and it's going to be a heck of a season. You guys are in for a treat this year.
Man.
We're still hanging out with your slang out.
Yeah, at least until we get canceled.
Yep.
Then we'll figure out another name.
So what do you got?
I ain't got nothing. I'm just here to hang out.
Did you bring your slang out though?
Sure.
Well, you came up with the whole idea of slanging it.
Ooh, wait. Say that one more time for the audience. Both of them.
You came out with the slang out.
That's not what you said.
Yeah.
That's not what you said.
What
You
did I
came
say?
up with the idea. That's all I needed. That was all
I see.
needed.
You're going to AI this and piece together the right words and make it sound like I say something.
No, those were the words you said.
No.
Mm-hmm.
You said like we brought up the hangout, and I said, well, you brought up the slang out.
Uh-huh.
It's a penis joke.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
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 Yep. You came up with the idea. Those were the words that came out of your mouth.
So he came up with these words, but I came up with the podcast.
Uh-huh.
And nobody had the idea of putting us two together in a room to do a podcast until I came into the conversation and said we should put us two in a room.
I think after 50 plus episodes, people are understanding why nobody came up with that idea.
Really?
Yeah.
Then why am I the popular one?
You're not the popular one.
Your density has popped me to you.
Spend an entire Christmas with people that knew you first, and that makes you think you're the popular one.
Hey, so you guys will hear this way after Christmas, but we just had Christmas together again, and one of the earlier Christmases I thought of this podcast. But what was the word that was thrown around about me the whole time you were here?
Wasn't it Thanksgiving?
What was the word that was thrown around all day during this holiday season yesterday about me?
Douche?
What was the second word that was thrown around about me?
Oh.
Canoe.
Tool.
Oh. Charming.
You kept saying that word. That doesn't count as it being thrown around about you.
Somebody said it first, and I just ran with it.
Who said it?
Somebody said something, that's charming. And I was like, oh, thank you. And
and they were talking to somebody else in the room, and you turned and said, thank you.
And as the stories kept coming, I wish charm could be our word, but it's not. That'd be a charming word to do.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if there's any hope for this week's word, because I don't care how you say it. I don't think I'll ever like this word.
Well, what's the word?
The word is Trill. Trill.
Oh, I thought it was like T-Real.
I would prefer it to be T-Real. Oh, if we start doing that with this word, maybe we kill it instantly.
I mean, our listeners in Namibia would probably pick up on that. Wait, they're not in Namibia. Well, we don't know that.
We don't know. We had some good news on our listeners here. Apparently, we're international.
We have listeners in 41 countries. None of them like us, but they're in 41 different countries.
Yep, we'll take it. We'll run with that. But you had a good point to this before we'll get back to Trill in just a second. But you had a good point, and it's probably 100 or 98% true that maybe they're just trying to learn English, and our thing is about slang, so they're trying to pick up slang words. And I feel so bad for them.
I was going to say, joke's on them.
Could you imagine them repeating stuff?
If any of you that do speak English have listened to this, you know that our version of English is not quite the proper version of English.
I feel bad for the guy that's like from Sudan, and he's just all like, depends on the breed. Depends on the breed.
Right.
That's my Sudanese.
Do
60%.
No, I feel bad for him too. And if there's one bit of advice I can give to any of you, just watch The Simpsons and Seinfeld. You'll learn all the English you need to know.
Yep. Yeah, that tracks.
So what is this trill you speak of? Is it like what you do to a salmon cooked by charcoal?
I wish.
Is it what you do when you put a hole in a wall with a mechanical device?
Is that like drilling a hole with a speech impediment?
Drill. Yes.
Trill. Well, I don't know. Where did we even hear this? Was this on a?
Is it what you do with Netflix? You Netflix and Trill?
Netflix and Trill. I don't know. Well, yeah. Well, Trill is a noun according to the dictionary.
Wait, the dictionary?
Yeah, the actual dictionary. It trills in there. A
Oh,
quavering or vibrating sound. So that kind of fits for you.
Oh, yeah. I knew trill sounded familiar.
Isn't that shrill? Or is that a shriek?
Shrill is, yeah.
But I would say that fits the sound thing too.
Sure.
Right? And as a verb, it's to produce a quavering or wobbling sound. But for slang is where we heard it from. It means true or real. And I don't, is that like supposed to be a combo of the two?
I was going to say, it sounds more like it means true and real.
Then why not spell it like that?
Because nobody wants to say trill.
Nobody wants to say trill. Well, apparently the youth want to say trill.
Yeah, I would argue that it's very clear that some people do want to say trill.
This looks like it's I don't know, at least 5 or 6 years old, but I've never heard it. And
a lot of annoying things are 5 or 6 years old.
Trill and real. So now you know trill means true and real. That's the greatest expression meaning I've ever seen
Can
in
you
my
use
life.
it in a sentence?
I find Bigfoot trill.
What I meant was, can you use it in a sentence that is provided for you on Urban Dictionary so I can understand what they want it to be?
I was just on Google, so like let me get to Urban Dictionary and see what it brings up.
Oh, same.
Trill. Well, this is you. The realest one can be, combining the words too real. Not everyone can be on this level. Exactly. But for those who are, they get nonstop. I'm sorry, listeners, pussy.
Oh, well, our podcast is trill as shit.
Thank you, VR Vro Daddy. Vro Daddy 420. Thank you.
Vro Daddy 420?
Yeah.
Are you sure it's not VR O Daddy?
The widely regarded
like an Irish virtual reality daddy who also enjoys the weed. VR.
The weed.
VR. Yes, I'm Jewish, right? Don't we say the in front of everything like the interwebs?
Weed. The weed, or doobies, as I like to say.
The Facebook. VR O Daddy 420. See?
Trill, widely regarded as being the ultimate reel in the streets.
Oh Daddy, kind of funny because in the Irish language, O or Mick means son of. So, duh, son of daddy. Anyways, go ahead.
True and real. Anyone deemed to be trill cannot be disrespected nor phased no matter what, because they keep it 100.
So you are not trill.
Not even. I'm a little shrill. But
You are quite trill.
shrill. And an adjective used in hip hop. Obviously, it's got hip hop culture written all over it. I guess they're taking two, like TOO and real, and combining them for trill. I hate the way this is spelled. I hate the way it sounds. It's no totes yet, but if I hear this a lot, I just hate the way it sounds.
You know what? I'm going to take the weird. It's a new season. I'm a new guy. I don't hate it as much as you do. I don't get it. I won't use it. I don't hate it as much as you do. I like the sentiment behind it.
Okay.
Well, maybe not the exact phrasing of the sentiment behind it, but I like the sentiment behind it.
Yeah. Not what Vro Daddy 420 technically put it as.
It's VR O Daddy 420. Get it right.
Well, he needs to know how to spell his name right.
That Irishman loves VR, and you know he does. He likes everything green, being Irish,
mm-hmm.
and weed.
There you go. So, and I'm just going off like when you hear like when we first heard Riz, it
Mhm.
sounded stupid to me.
Mhm.
We immediately knew what they were trying to say. Trill's the opposite of that, where it's still, to me, it sounds stupid in a sentence, but I had no idea what he was talking about when he dropped it. Well, but he, she, whatever. It was, I think it was I don't know if it was an Instagram reel or a TikTok. It was one of the slang things where they dropped a bunch of stuff, and I was like, how have we not heard Trill yet? At least I hadn't heard it yet. So, and you're more with the youth because you're younger than I.
I would like to take it back to our time so we can understand it more. I think it's a combination of true and ill. Because if you're the illest,
that makes more sense, though, right? Yeah, you always make more sense.
I'm just saying that, their creation story, probably stupid.
Well, Too Real, what would that have been for us back like in the 80s, early 90s? What would we say was for Too Real? Legit?
Yeah, I guess. Ill does fit that.
Ill. When did 100 come around? Because 100 is like saying you're 100% real, right?
Yeah,
that's kind of new though too, right?
It's fairly new. I feel like it almost came up with the emoji set because there happened to be an emoji for 100, so everybody started using it as that.
Okay.
I'm kind of interested as to why that emoji exists. Like, this is a chicken and egg thing, I guess, for me. Like, did the term being 100 exist before the emoji, and that's why the emoji's there? Or
Did
was
you
the
see
emoji...
They just proved that? They figured out what came first?
No.
Yeah, it was in the news last week. Or the week before.
What came first?
Should we save it? Let people...
No, I want to fucking know, man.
They say that chicken had to come first before eggs were able to be produced because the certain proteins that are in the egg shell cannot be produced unless you're a chicken making the egg.
Oh.
So a chicken had to come first. Evolution?
Jokes on science. You know what actually came first? The rooster.
Oh. Now, if that's true, can you imagine being the first chicken and you shit out an egg? How you'd have been like, oh, what is that?
How many eggs do you think got stomped on before they were like, all right, there's something to this. Let's just leave it be for a little bit.
This is the weirdest chicken turd I've ever seen.
Foghorn, this is white. What am I supposed to do with this?
Oh, man, did we get off a Trill?
Did we, though?
Yes.
No. Yeah, so what was first? 100 the emoji. Did 100 the emoji begat the expression, or did the expression begat the emoji?
It had to be before the emoji, or they wouldn't make the emoji, right?
I don't know. 100 meat, like...
Because otherwise it'd just say like 100%. Because that's what 100 would have been before that.
I guess.
Yeah. No, I know. Trust me. Trust your co-host. Lean on me, sir.
I will do no such thing. In fact, I implore all of you, do not lean on my co-host.
Well, we could probably look up 100. That could be one of our weekly words.
Sure.
So are you going to use Trill then?
Am I going to use it?
Yeah.
No.
Well, you said you liked it.
No, but I think we should start referring to our podcast as some Trill shit.
All right. We can put that on the next stickers.
# Trill shit.
Oh, I'm going to taper off a Trill just for a minute. I don't know how long this will go. But guess
sidebar?
what?
That's so weird.
We were doing... We finished up the kids' presents last night or whatever, and everybody was just in their stuff. Jaden leans over, or was it Daniel? Leaned over to him.
One leaned over to the other.
Yeah, I can't remember who said it. I want to say it was Jaden. But they're like, oh man, let's get all this together. And they're like, well, we got this shit sorted. And I'm all like, no. It's happening, like, dude. It's happening.
It's like your nightmare brought to life.
Dude, it's
the word
real.
You hated more than any other word at the time.
But they didn't use it until until you brought that up. So did we kind of birth something? And they were all locked in about it. It wasn't like he said it and he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. They were like, yeah, we got this. We got to get this shit sorted. We got to handle it like it's new and cool. And I was like, did I do that?
Okay, Stephen Q. Urkel.
Did I do that through my podcast host?
What's his middle initial Q?
It is now.
I don't want to be wrong, but I don't want to take the time to look it up either.
Well, you're wrong about 80% of the time.
What?
You weren't wrong about sorted, so I'm just giving you your props. It was weird to see it out in the.
I just thought maybe that the headphones weren't working, and you said that I was wrong about 80% of the time.
Maybe I said 8%.
I hope so.
I'm gonna look that up. Well, I won't use Trill except when I'm talking about it on the podcast.
Yeah, I probably won't either. But also, I really want to do a series of hashtag T-shirts for the podcast that is just hashtags of the words we've done, and maybe some of the ones we hate, because I think they'd sell.
You think so?
Oh yeah, like if we do it in the right typeface, yeah. Where it looks like a well-designed shirt, and then it has, I don't know, it across the front, either the logo on the back or the logo on the sleeve or something like that.
But if we put Trill on a shirt, it's going to look stupid.
Man, we'll be so huge in the hip hop culture.
You think so?
In the Sudan.
Ooh.
I don't know if there's a Sudanese hip hop culture.
Oh, please. There's got to be.
One would hope.
There's got to be. Yeah, I won't use Trill. I don't know. It's not my thing.
You don't have to. It's not for you.
Who is Trill to you then? Like, who's too real? Like the realest person you know? So help me God if you say Jesus.
Santa Claus. No, I was going to go with...
I guess it depends on how I put that. Like, we could do entertainment. You could do like real life, like scientists or something, or just somebody you know.
Okay. So I'll go both of the. I'll go 3 different directions, 2 of which are kind of sciencey.
Okay.
Ryan Reynolds. I feel like he's super real. Like, especially when you watch him on Welcome to Wrexham and stuff like that. Like, there was.
Back to the Future.
One of them for sure is Ryan Reynolds. Like, I just think that, especially when you go back and you look at the episodes of Welcome to Wrexham and stuff, because obviously, like, he's not real in his movies and shows and things like that. Like, that's not the point. Is to, well, I mean, he is a little bit.
Sometimes I feel like he's playing Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Like he's just being himself up there.
Probably. But like you can see how the emotion of owning the club and all that stuff takes him over in certain moments. And so he's super real.
Yeah. He fell hard for football, for international football.
Sure did.
Yeah.
When he falls hard. International football, Blake Lively.
Yeah. I kind of did the same thing too, because I hated soccer.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you hated Blake Lively. I was like, poor thing. She's great.
I still kind of do.
Oh, man. Why? Because she gets to be with him and you don't?
Yes.
Got it.
Nailed it. Nailed it. You hear that, Ryan?
Also, Mr. Reynolds, if you're listening at all, my hockey team, I would like them to have a new owner. And you already tried to buy the Senators and didn't quite succeed. So maybe make that a thing.
So you could make the Bucktooth Sharks the most Trill.
Just the Sharks.
Just the Sharks?
I mean, there's some of the players on the team.
It's not from a city or anything, right?
No,
It's just the Sharks. No wonder nobody wants to.
He knows what I'm talking about.
All right. Does he?
He's a hockey fan.
All right. I'll give you that.
Anyway, moving on to the other 2. Bill Nye.
The science guy.
He is real as shit.
He is.
He, like, I don't know when he crossed the threshold of IDAGF about what anybody else thinks.
It's the best. I think every scientist doctor should be
exactly like that.
Totally. Because he does it in a fun way, but he also does it in a gangster way where he's like, no, this is a fact. Shut your mouth.
This has been researched.
Yep.
And this is what it is.
It's like, we are past this. I love that. And I don't know why that ever went away.
Mm-hmm. And the third is recently come back into my life because
I really like your second pick.
I know it's really good, right?
Yeah, it was really good.
Actually, maybe that's what our shirt should be. It should be Bill Nye's Trill as shit.
Mm-hmm. I just want like a bracelet that says that. We don't even have to sell it.
Alden Brown. Started watching Good Eats again.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that guy. I love that guy.
I'm trying to remember if
I feel like a Trill person also keeps it 100. And he keeps it 100.
What other shows was he on?
He was the host of Iron Chef America for a while.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. I was going to say, that's got to be the guy I'm thinking of. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll give you that. He keeps it real in a spicy, dignified way. Like he can cut you.
He does, but he's
does it with a smile though.
His science is different science. Like
Yeah.
it's culinary science, obviously. I'm sure he's super scientifically smart also.
Mm-hmm.
But like the way he breaks down why doing things a certain way when you're cooking should work.
Mhm.
That's what made me go to culinary school.
Really?
Yeah. Like I wasn't
That's
interested
awesome.
in cooking until I started watching the show because, you know, it's the archetypal guys versus
Mhm.
girls argument. Like I don't want to just know that things work. I want to know why they work that way.
Yeah, that's how you're built. You're totally like that. He's like that with everything.
Yeah. And so it's like, if I understand why it works, then I can make it happen.
So does that lose the magic for you when you like figure out if something like how something works? It's like seeing it when you learn a magic trick. Does that ruin it for you, or does that make it better for some things? Not necessarily just magic tricks, but like in how you're saying, like learning, getting behind the curtain to learn how to make this. Does that make it less of a something when you taste it later, or does
No.
Okay, because I think that could go either way. Because sometimes you could lose a little bit of the love for something that you're like,
No, and I think the best description of that is in one of the recent episodes I was watching, because they did like 2 newer seasons that are on Max right now. And one of them was about sauces, and he did salsa verde. And his secret ingredient was xanthan gum.
Mhm.
And like you always see xanthan gum on as like an ingredient on things, and it just looks like one of those things where you're like, I don't know if I should be ingesting that.
Yeah, it's weird, right? Yeah.
But it's a natural product, and it provides a thickening that allows for proper viscosity of certain items as long as you don't overuse it.
Well, that's Trill.
That is Trill. And so he added like a quarter teaspoon, some really small amount, might even have been less than that, to his salsa verde. And he showed them side by side, like if you made it without or with.
Yeah.
And if you made it without, it's the thing where you pick up the chip and everything falls off the chip.
Okay.
But he did that quarter teaspoon and he went like this, and it just stuck, but would still run off just really slowly.
Yeah.
Like to the point where it gives you time to get it to your mouth before it becomes an issue.
Now I'm getting hungry.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
Those are 3 good picks. I wouldn't have. The third one, that's a surprise. Well, I wouldn't have thought of Bill Nye either. We should give him more props more often. That guy's awesome. Because I didn't watch him when I was younger. I wasn't. Not that I wasn't a fan. I think I was just a little too old for it. But I see him now, and I'm just like, that dude's a rock star, dude.
I fucked with some Bill Nye. I loved Bill Nye.
Did you?
Everybody that was a Beekman fan, I just want to beat them over the head. Beekman was a joke.
There we go.
But Bill Nye, that guy.
So
Keep
Bill
it
Nye's
real.
Trill. The other guy's bougie.
No.
Well, you hate it.
I hate it.
But you don't
and
want to label him bougie.
I hate him, and I hate that word, but I don't think he is that thing.
There's a word out there that fits them.
What are your Trill things? You see what I did there? Instead of just glossing over it and moving on to the next topic like you do when I normally ask you what your 3 things are.
That was the old school Dan. You got the new school Dan right now.
This is Santa Dan.
Oh, she has to come and see him inside it. There you go. My 2 real things. I don't know what I would label as Trill because it annoys me. So I can't properly think. And how am I supposed to follow up Bill Nye?
Well, first of all, I don't think you can.
What about? Well, I could.
Okay.
If I go that way. What about Neil deGrasse High?
Oh, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
See,
I love that guy.
yeah, he's all right, I guess.
And he's kept it real. He goes a little more nerdy though. Like he can get off on like a tangent a little bit, but he's over the whole let's not take facts as facts anymore.
I think I don't follow him as much because he's more spacey.
Mhm.
Like Bill Nye talks more in this world science, like in our world.
If you follow him though, you'll see that he gets labeled as spacey, but no, he talks about everything, every little thing. He even talks about food and stuff. So it's crazy. He's got a podcast his podcast is called Star Talk.
Of course it is. Science Rules apparently also has an episode called Bill Nye the Food Science Guy. It's like when worlds collide.
I was gonna say that could be right up your alley. I think I just lost him. I think he's gonna go.
Hope he brings Alton Brown on for that.
I bet he has.
Yeah, probably. Wait, are you picking your other two people or not?
I'll pick Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Come on now.
As real as it gets, dude. He's 6'2" of the most Austrian Trill I've ever.
He's 5'9".
He says he's 6'2".
Yeah. Well, he yelled at me.
I knew this was going to get him
in person.
I just saw this yesterday. He's 6'2".
Did he really say that somewhere?
Yeah.
There's no way.
Really?
He's shorter than me. Like, he yelled at me face to face. I remember exactly how tall he is.
Maybe he was
face to face, not face to face to face.
But maybe you were up on a thing and he was standing down. Like maybe you were up on the curb.
I'm always on my high horse, but in this situation, I was at sea level.
Think so?
Yeah. The dude's 5'9".
Is this when you used to wear heels?
The dude's 5'9", and it makes me even more mad at Arnold Schwarzenegger than I was before. Like, why you got to lie about it? Just admit it, man.
It may not be him. It could be his team saying he's 6'2". Is he really that short?
Yes, he really is that short.
He looks so big.
I know. He's still big. He's just short.
That's short.
Who wears short?
Who wears shorts?
But you think about it, right? And like everybody always says how short Sly is.
Mm-hmm.
How much taller does Arnie look than Sly? Realistically.
I haven't seen them together too much.
You're right. We do need to watch The Expendables.
Yeah, I've seen the first one. Started to watch the second one.
But I would bet that he doesn't look more than half a foot taller than him. And
so
from what I hear, Sylvester's 5'4". So
Jesus.
Checks out, right?
Someone posted a picture of Arnie during Conan the Destroyer, the second Conan movie. And it's got Wilt Chamberlain because he's in it. And it's got, I guess, Andre the Giant visited him on the set. And he looks like a child next to them. Like Wilt Chamberlain looks like he's 3 feet taller than him.
It's not that far off.
And that's when Arnie's physique, he was huge in that movie. Just absolutely jacked. Like just, people could see me, I'm flexing.
What he needs to do is put the guy from Willow next to him.
But what if it's not that big a difference?
Well, that's exactly my point.
Okay. Maybe he's no Tom Cruise.
I'm just saying that, like, there's no need to lie. Like, I'm not ever proud to say that I'm 5'10". I feel like that's 2 inches shorter than an
if you're an action star, though, you kind of gotta.
But that's the thing is, like, all those action stars are short. He's short. Sly's short. Tom Cruise, I would consider an action star. He's short.
He's way short. But you know, the only guy who's embraced this?
I think basically what happened is the first big one happened to be short. And they were like, oh, shit, we need to make all these other guys short. Because if they ended up in the same movie, somebody's going to feel way shorter.
No, it's just that's how movies cast so they can save money on like a wardrobe and stuff. So they don't have to.
Less fabric.
Yeah. Less weight to move on trailers and stuff like that. So like there's
6'2".
If I don't know if he'll do it, but like Tom Holland, Spider-Man.
I am so mad about this.
I'll find you the article and I'll send it to you.
I don't even like he was 5'9" when I met him and he wasn't that old then, but I can't even imagine when he was because he shrank, right? There's no way he shrunk from 6'2" to 5'9". I'll give him even 5'9.5".
Give him 5'10".
But we were
what are you?
5'10".
Oh, that's why you won't give him that.
You know what? I'll give him 5'10". That's still 4 inches shorter than 6'2". And I know what 6'2" looks like because my dad was 6'2".
Jaden 6'2". So I knew that would trigger you. So he's not Trill then, huh?
No.
That lie is Trill.
Yeah.
It's too real.
Trill lies.
Trill lies. Oh, good one.
Was it?
You know who's the realest person, and she shows this all the time, is one of my favorite bands is from the 90s is Garbage.
Mm-hmm.
And their lead singer, Shirley Manson.
Oh, sure.
She is, yes, she had like, like Blondie and them before her, that Stevie Nicks that really laid the groundwork for what she does and to speak her mind. But she's really carried that torch. I don't think she realizes how much she changed the game for young women in that time, because they spent 20 years away from each other and came back, and she didn't realize that she touched people like that. And I'm like, you were
is that why she had to spend 20 years away?
Well, they also were kind of mad at each other, but all right.
Jon Stewart.
Can I be real?
You don't like Jon Stewart.
I don't know if this will make it into the podcast. Jon Stewart?
Mm-hmm.
I love Jon Stewart.
Oh, okay.
I love him completely. he's not a good actor.
No.
That's his only shortcoming.
I feel like they made him an actor when he didn't need to be an actor.
But I'm dead. Fuck it. If that, I want him to run as president.
Yeah.
I want him to fix everything.
I've wanted the Stuart Colbert ticket forever.
Like,
because they are both legitimately smart enough to do that.
I just love that John, like, I know John's shtick was to make things funny, but he gets it. He's fast.
He makes them funny because a lot of times that's the only way people will listen.
Listen, but now the opposite side of him, because he's definitely on one side. But I just want him to, when he gets angry and he just puts shit out there and he's like, "This is what you're doing and this is how it works." How people don't listen to that, because he's not saying like do this or be on this side. He's saying this is what they're doing to you. I don't care what side you're on. And I don't know. He's so fucking smart when it comes to this shit, because nobody gets him. Like nobody can zing him. They bring up stupid stuff. He uses words that I have to look up sometimes that I'm like, whoa, shit, I gotta look that word up.
Not that surprising.
But no, yeah, Jon Stewart all the way, 100%.
I got another one for you.
His new show on Apple that got canceled because he's being too
real.
Yeah,
he was being too Trill.
Yep, that just nothing but straight knowledge that people need to hear.
Another one for you, and you'll remember this from early on in the Smartless catalog. Ed O'Neill.
Oh, he's the man.
And real as shit.
Yeah, he's old school.
He does not care what other people think.
He's like everybody's grandpa from the 60s. Just that kind of, but with a good heart. He wasn't like abusive or racist or any of that stuff. It's like he carries a big stick though.
He sure does.
Yeah, he talks about his old days growing up when just running the streets with his boys. But that sounds bad, like he was, busting windows and stuff. But no, he was busting heads of like people who deserved to have their heads busted. Let's put it that way.
Windows were safe.
Yeah. It's the reason why women love him. He's old school.
He might have busted some heads of some people that busted windows.
He's straight John Wayne. And everybody just thinks he's Al Bundy, but he's not. But he was like a huge, like a stage actor before he got Al Bundy. And people couldn't believe he took that job. And can you see him other than that? Or what's the other show? The family show he's
Modern
on?
Family.
Modern Family. Thank you. I love that guy. Always will.
I think, and I'm not saying that I've turned you at all or that you'll start using the word, but I feel like it's easier to wrap your head around the term when you can think of people that fit category.
Make me a Jon Stewart shirt that just has his picture and Trill right across his chest.
All right.
Done. Donezo. You win.
But only if you make me one that has Bill Nye and Trill.
Triller. All right, so I was expecting to fully hate this for 30 plus minutes. I think you flipped me there at the end a little bit.
All it takes is a little Jon Stewart.
Oh, God. We should just do a podcast about Jon Stewart.
How many episodes?
All of them.
I meant more like of a count of how many episodes did you want that series to last?
Give me a number and we'll do all of them.
Oh, okay.
All right. Stupid word. Fun episode, though.
I thought this episode was Trill as shit.
You think everything's Trill as shit.
I also think that as shit needs to follow Trill. Ooh, I wonder if I started saying hella Trill, if I could get behind it more.
Hella Trill sounds like some weird medicine that makes your pee-pee bigger or something. With all the side effects.
Yeah, may have some side effects.
Awesome. All right. Well, you're awesome.
Hey, you too.
Thanks, man.
That's my Christmas gift to you. I'll never say that fucking thing again.
I'm going to take it and run.
Yeah.
So for this week, we're out. I'm happy camper now.
Keep it Trill.
Jon Stewart, keep it Trill.
All right. Jon Stewart, keep it Trill. The rest of you learn how to be Trill like Jon Stewart.
Say Trill one more time.
Trill one more time.
Perfect. Santa Dan hasn't had a shower today, so Santa's feeling a little ripe.
Santa Matt has not had a shower in 2 days. We woke up late.
Why you always got to outdo me? Oh, you stink, but I stink worse than you. You couldn't possibly stink as much as I stink.
Well, no, I use deodorant. I smell all right.
So did I.
No, we woke up. It was like
That's a weird argument.
it was like 8:15, and we knew that the kids were supposed to be leaving at 9, and we're like, oh shit. And then we ended up. It was like, oh, but we got to feed the dogs, and we got to make sure that Tyler's clothes are done so that we can bring them to her, and blah blah blah. I was like, well, guess I don't have time for a shower again today. Yesterday it was intentional. Today it was not.
Just waft inside it. There you go.